Hi folks, this is Vincent Natalie with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to play New Frontiers. This game supports 2 to 5 players, it's for ages 14 and up, and the average play time is 45 to 75 minutes. So this is basically Race for the Galaxy, the board game. Race for the Galaxy being a card game that preceded this. There's also a Roll for the Galaxy, which we covered previously. So if you've played either one of those games, you'll be somewhat familiar with this one too. Now I just want to warn you folks, this just came in the mail. This is our first time playing, okay? So there may be a rules goof or two. So the object here is to score the most victory points. The game can end in one of 4 ways. If you have more than 10 of these development spaces filled up, if you have more than, I believe, 7 developed worlds constructed here, if you deplete the supply of colonists to fewer than 5, and if you deplete the pool of victory points. If you do one of those 4 things, you'll finish out the round and the game will end. Players will tally their points and whoever has the most wins. So what do you do on your turn? Well, the active player will go ahead and choose one of these 7 actions up here. The active player will take the bonus action, usually, either before or last, depending on what the action calls for, and then everyone else can piggyback off of that. So, for example, retreat into isolation. Now, this is a bad example. This is one of the 2 actions that no one else can piggyback off of. So the active player, when they take this, they earn 2 credits. Simple. The player who takes the development action, basically you're going to be able to build one of these developments from the tableau and put it into your own personal board. The bonus for being the active player who takes that action, you construct out for 1 less. So for example, if someone were to construct this Space Marine development, it normally costs 2. That's what the number is in a diamond here. But for taking the action, it's a discount of 1. So that would only cost the active player 1 to build it. And then everyone else can piggyback off of that and build something from here as well, but they don't get that discount. The Explore is draw 7 worlds from the bag. It's similar to the world that you start off with. And the active player takes 1, everyone else takes 1, and then the active player gets a bonus and gets to take another 1 after that. Okay? And then the rest go back into the bag. The Settle is the active player gets to take a colonist for free from the supply, which is up here. Then they get to choose, take 2 colonists or settle 1 world. After they do that, everyone else will have a chance to either gain 2 colonists or settle once. Same as the other active player. They just don't get that bonus colonist. Produce is where you'll be, let's see what the bonus is. Okay, so everyone will get to put a resource on any producing world that they have. And the producing world is a world with a circle with a colored, it's basically a filled-in circle. I've got a blue world here with a black 2 inside of it. I can produce a blue good here. And the goods are represented by these pieces up here. And they're really cool looking, I like this. But yeah, the goods in this game look like this. And whenever a world produces, you're going to take 1 from the supply and put it onto a world. You can do that if the world is empty and if it's not a windfall world. Windfall worlds have an aura around them and they only produce during certain times. One of those times is the bonus, which is of that produce action. Whoever actively takes the produce action gets to put a resource on one of their windfall planets. Okay, everyone else would just normally produce. If this produce action is not used during a round, you're going to put a credit on it from the bank, and then whoever takes that action next time gets that credit. Trade and consume is this action over here. The active player who does this will get 1 victory point from the pool, and then they'll be able to optionally trade. They can trade 1 good that might be on a world that they've produced earlier and give it up for money. Blue is worth 1 money, 2, the brown is worth 2, the green is worth 3, and the yellow is worth 4. After they do that optional trade action, they can consume, and this is where they have to activate consume powers that might be on their worlds around their map here. And they can only perform these consume actions once, and usually that consume action involves giving up a resource to get so many victory points. The last one here is Send Diplomatic Envoy. This is a unique action only to that active player. No one else can piggyback off of it. gain top priority, which means you go first on the victory point track, and you also gain a victory point. And that we check to see if the game would end based on those 4 conditions I outlined earlier, and if we're still good to go, then we move on to the next round. And everyone takes a turn, though. So what's going to happen is Ida Lee's going to go, and then I'm going to piggyback off that. Then I'm going to go, Ida Lee's going to piggyback off that. Ida Lee's going to go again, I'm going to piggyback off of that, and then I'm going to go piggyback off of that. The round would end, this would reset, and then we just keep doing that until the end of the game. In a 2-player game, each player gets to take 2 actions. Otherwise, you normally only have 1 action marker there. And I think that's it. Because we're new, there's going to be a lot of powers and abilities that we're not familiar with. Yeah, we've played Race for the Galaxy, but we're not familiar with this here. So we're going to be doing a lot of thinking. So we may be making cuts as necessary so that you're not bored to death. All right, so Ida Lee is set to go first. So why don't you go ahead? I get 4 credits for going second. You get 3 for going first.
I'm going to trade consume. I'm just kidding.
You have nothing to. Don't confuse the people.
I do have a question about this though.
Uh-huh.
If you do trade a good for money, it says you can only sell 1 good. So
yeah.
Can you only do it once?
You can only do that once. Yeah. So if you have 4 goods here, you can only trade 1 of them.
I see.
The rest you'd have to reserve for consuming or wait for a future turn to trade that instead.
I see. I see. Okay. I almost want to just straight up develop. And this costs money, right? Money's...
Yeah, that costs money, correct.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. You know what, no. I guess I'll explore.
Explore. So you're going to take 7 from the bag.
Yeah. We'll see.
Here, you can draw.
Okay.
You're going to take 1 of them. Now, it doesn't cost any money to take them. When you take them, you're going to put them gray side up in your tableau here, in your mat, to represent that it's explored, but it's not actually developed yet. You haven't actually settled on that world yet. That's what that settle action lets you do.
7 of these?
7, yes.
And then you pick how many?
You pick 1, I pick 1, then you pick 1 again.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right, just put the rest back in the... There you go. Okay. So... So what do you got going on there? So you're gonna go ahead and look at them, see which one you want.
Oh, okay.
And then whatever you pick, I'll show the camera. There's a lot there.
Oh, there is so much!
Well, the gray side, they're the same on both sides, except one's a gray side.
Yeah. Oh, man. A lot of windfalls in military. Wow.
Now, I didn't explain the military. I kind of breezed over this settle action. We'll get to the settle action when we actually get to it. But there's 2 worlds, basically, 2 world types. There's worlds that are military-based and ones that aren't military-based. Mm-hmm. So this one here, just as an example, it requires military to develop because it's got red in it. And whenever you see red like this, it requires military to develop. And when you see this aura, that's a windfall planet. So it's an example of both there.
So windfalls cannot produce goods.
Windfalls produce as soon as you get it.
Okay, but they can't produce any more, but they still have a moon on it?
What do you mean a moon?
Like a little tiny good thingy.
Well, they still produce after the initial. Remember, if you're the first person, if you take the produce action, you can produce on a windfall planet. There's also, I believe, a development or 2 that lets you produce on a windfall world. Mm-hmm. But again, we haven't really looked at these much yet.
You know what?
Yeah. Terraforming specialists produce on a world colony with no good. A windfall colony with no good, yeah. So this development lets you build, or whenever you take the produce, or someone takes the produce action, you can produce on a windfall planet.
I see. Okay, I think I'm good.
So you took 1. All right, so did you put it gray side up?
Oh, sorry.
There you go. So it's explored now. You've discovered it, but you actually haven't colonized it yet.
I see.
So now I'm going to choose one of these, and I'm just going to show the camera. Let me show the camera what you picked. Okay, so this is what she picked. The Imperium Munitions Inc. settle +2 military. So it would cost her 4 money and 2 colonists to settle this world. It's not military, but she gets military for settling it. So if she were to settle this world, she would gain +2 military, basically. And this also produces a brown good during the produce action because that little circle is brown. Okay, so this goes back gray side up. And these are what I have to pick from. A lot of these, oh man. Wow, that's a lot. 7. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to afford that. This is crap. All of these require military. I don't have anything. Game for each military. Who shuffled these? This is crap. This is such crap.
I know.
Like, I don't want to do...
I'm just reading.
I don't know if I want any of these. I really don't. I wonder if I have the option to pass. Because I don't like any of these. This would not fit into my master plan. So I'm actually going to pass, and if you want to pick another one, go ahead.
You can actually do that?
I don't know. If I have to, I have to. But there's a limit to how much you can have in your tableau. You cannot have more than 9 worlds, developed or otherwise, either undeveloped or developed, in your tableau. I'm going to check, while you're looking through that, I'm going to check to see if I can actually pass. Because I don't like any of those. It doesn't say.
Really? That's weird. I mean...
It doesn't say if I can pass or not. That's weird.
That is weird.
I mean, maybe it's bad for me to pass because maybe at some point I could produce it in the future. You know what, let me just grab the cheapest one there, just to make sure I'm not breaking the game.
Well, what does this tile say? Pick...
Yeah, I'm just gonna do the avian uplift race. It's gonna require 2 military, and this is a green windfall. So if I were to develop this, I would get a free green good, and I would produce on it again in the future, but I need 2 military strength.
Do we keep drafting?
No, you get 1 more, and then the rest go back in the bag.
Oh, I see, okay.
Remember, you get 1, I get 1, you get 1 as a bonus.
I see.
Okay, so that goes back in the bag. And whenever you take an action, you're going to exhaust it. No one else can take it this round.
Can you flip it over?
No, don't bother.
There's...
I'd rather not, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now I get to do something. So this goes up like this. I will take now because I have this, I may want to get something that has military strength. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna take the develop action, and as a bonus, it's 1 cheaper for me to do that. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take Space Marines. And see, I really don't want to focus on military because you're going after military too. But you don't have any military right now, do you? What's your starting ability, by the way? Quit being so competitive. What's your starting ability?
I don't know. I can't read.
You can't read
After you develop a tile, gain $1. Yeah.
Okay, and mine is consume 1 good for 1 victory. See, I'm better at consuming goods already, so I want to buy something. Well, here's the thing. I may want the terraforming specialist produce on a windfall colony with no good. That would benefit me here if I can produce this, but I need military in order to do that, and I don't have it. And the other thing to consider is, see, you don't need the Space Marines. You could spend 4 credits and buy that 1 tile that's brown there, that brown 4, and still get you can get military from that. So you don't need the Space Marines technically.
Sorry, I'm reading.
I see. And there's okay, so wow. You know what? I'm going to go with replicant robots. This is going to be 3 to build because I've got that discount of 1. The replicant robot states, when you settle, it's minus $2 cost. So anytime I want to develop something or settle a world in the future, it's going to cost me 2 less to do it.
Nice.
So I'm going to spend 3 to do that.
Now, does that include military?
No, because you don't use money for military.
I see. Okay.
So that goes back in the bank.
And I get to develop as well?
If you want to, yes. But you don't get the discount.
Okay. I'm going to...
And by the way, folks, the number of these that are put out depends on the number of players. In a 2-player game, only one per slot, and then there's just 1 per slot here. These are like really good ones.
I'm going to build this for free.
What is that one now?
Contact specialist.
What do you mean free?
Because I get after you develop a tile, gain $1. That's my bonus. So I'm just paying for it, but I'm also getting.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so settle may pay for non-alien military worlds at minus $1 the cost. So it's going to be cheaper for you to buy military worlds or
non-military.
No, non-alien military.
Non-yellow.
At minus $1 cost. Okay.
So any green, blue, or brown worlds.
Okay. But it says military worlds.
This is non-military, right?
Non-alien military worlds. I take that as meaning a non-alien, comma, military world. Not a non-military world, but a non-alien military world.
Oh.
But I'm confused by the power though, because
military worlds
don't use money,
yeah.
Right? It just uses military strength. So I'm kind of confused by that actual. Okay, so we did look this up, and I was correct in the sense that you do not pay money for military worlds. However, that tile breaks the rules, so you can buy a military world, a non-alien military world. With that, should you develop it. The question is, are you going to?
Yeah. Here's a question. If I built this and this, would I have 3 military strength if I built these 2?
This is a +2.
Mm-hmm.
And what is this?
This is a 1.
That's not a military strength.
Oh.
It costs military strength to build, but it doesn't give you military. You'd have 2 military strength. Should you construct this one here?
I see.
The 4 brown.
Man. So this probably wouldn't do me any good then. Alright, so I guess I'll just do this.
What is that one now? Consume 1 good for 1 victory point and 1 money.
Yeah, might as well.
Alright, so that's...
And it's still the same price because it's 1.
Okay, so you're going to use your money and then your ability says...
Gain $1 every time I develop.
Okay. Cool.
So I stay.
Okay.
Same money.
So it is now. I went, took my bonus. You went. Now you're going to take your action.
And these 2 are exhausted.
Yes, those are exhausted. You can't use those.
Okay, I'm going to. I'm going to settle.
Okay. So you're going to get a free colonist.
Yeah.
And no, that doesn't go there.
Oh yeah.
That's for that world. This is your pool.
Okay.
Now,
so I only in total have 1 colonist.
Yes, you get a free colonist to settle this one from the supply. But
so I can't use these to purchase worlds?
Not yet. You would need more colonists, depending on.
I see.
It depends on how many you're using.
I see.
This needs 1. This needs 2.
I see. Okay.
You got a free one. Now you can either take 2 more, or you can settle once.
I will take 2 more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you've got 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I will have a choice of either 2. I might as well take 2. Just to have it. And that's the settle action. And now the round will end once I take mine action. I think I will... I'm going to retreat into isolation and just take 2 credits.
Nice.
And you do not get to take that.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so that ends the round. These refresh, and we're back to you again.
Okay. What am I gonna do? You wouldn't be able to build that because you don't have any military.
Correct. Yeah.
That's weird. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Man, this is tough. Two, and that would be... Okay. I will... Oh my gosh, it's tough. I can't choose the settle option to actually settle the world. Not yet, at least.
You would need 4 money
Yeah.
and 2 colonists, which you have. You have the... I don't know if you have 4 money, though.
No. I might just develop.
Okay. You're going to develop?
Yeah, I think so. World.
That means you get 1 for cheaper.
Yeah. So 3. So I could pick potential.
Well, no.
No, not that one. I could pick up to 4.
No. Remember, you get it back after you pay for it. You need to have the money first.
Yeah, but it's -1, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. So how much money do you have? 3?
3.
Okay, yeah. So you could, you can get a 4.
So, okay.
Yeah. You couldn't get a 5.
Yeah. What is that one?
Explore. Gain 1 colonist. So anytime you take the explore action, you get a free colonist from the supply.
Not bad. Which was this one? After you settle.
After you settle a world, gain $1 and draw 1 world from the bag.
That's a good one, too. -1 caught. Wow. Oh man, this is so tough. Okay. Which one's this one? Gain $1 if you produce.
Gain $1 if you produce the most rare elements goods. If tied, gain $0. So, if during the produce step action, if you produce the most rare goods,
Oh, the most browns.
the most brown, you would gain an additional $1. Apologies, apparently someone's mowing their lawn right now.
Yeah. You know what?
I'm gonna put this here so folks at home can see it.
Sorry. I'm gonna. Well, what does military world even give you? Like, what's the
Points.
use of it?
The numbers inside the circles also count as points.
Really?
Yeah. At the end of the game, that'll count as points. Same as
But
these numbers.
not for these worlds, right?
Yes, even for those worlds.
Really?
Any number inside a circle or a diamond will give you points. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the...
Is it the hexagon?
I think it's the hexagons. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the hexagons that are next to it.
I see.
This-
Okay. Oh, man. Oh, crap. You know what? I'll just... Yeah. I'm gonna grab this one for 3.
Which one's that now?
Just get +3 military.
+3 military, okay.
Yeah, so I have potentially.
Okay. And the question is, do I want to...
Oh, and I get $1 back
Okay.
for developing.
I'd have to pay full price. Let's see. Huh. Green is jeans. Actually, I might do this one. Because, settle, you may pay for non-alien military worlds at -$1 the cost. So I can technically...
Yeah.
This is a military world, but this is a non-alien. So I can use this to break the rules and purchase this or settle it on a future turn.
I should have.
So I'm going to spend $1.
Yeah, I should have taken it before you.
That's all right. And now it's my turn. I'm going to take the... I kind of... I wouldn't mind some money, but at the same time... Okay. I'm I'm going to settle. I'm going to get a bonus colonist. I'm going to spend 2. Well, it's 1 for 1 less. It says you may pay for non-alien military worlds at -$1 the cost, but it also says settle -$2 the cost. So I don't know if Replicant Robots works with Contact Specialist or not.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because this makes it $2 cheaper. This says you may pay for non... I'm thinking these are separate. I'm thinking I still have to pay $1 for this. Because this is still this is a military world. So I'm just gonna treat it as its own separate thing. I'm gonna spend $1 to pay for this and put it in my thing. I also need to put a colonist here. I'll put that down here.
Mm.
And I get a free Windfall Worlds produce immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put a good on that. And now you can...
Settle?
Yeah, you can either take 2 colonists or settle something.
I'll settle this.
Okay, so what is that now?
That is this one.
That is... You need 1 military strength, and you've got, what, 3 there?
3.
So yeah, you're good.
And 1 colonist.
Yeah, you need 1 colonist. There you go. And now your turn. You've got your second red here.
I'm gonna take $2.
All right. And I will... The alien gets... Okay. Tempting. I'm going to produce because you can't produce.
Mm.
So basically, as a bonus, I can put something on a Windfall world, which I've already got something there, so I can't. But I can produce on my home planet a blue resource, and you can't produce.
It says, I don't know if I have to produce or if anyone can produce.
Gain $1 for each Imperium. Huh? No, that has. No, that just means whenever someone produces, gain $1 for each Imperium colony in your empire.
So you produce, so do I get $1?
But you can't take the produce action though, right? Because you're not actually producing a good.
Oh, really?
Well,
so that's how it, oh, I didn't know.
I'm thinking you have to produce something in order to get that bonus. What is the name of that?
Imperium 5th column.
Okay.
I thought it was just whenever someone takes that action.
No, it's a good question. Let me pause the video and check the forums again. Okay, so first things first, because we didn't choose produce in the last round, there should have been a credit that went on that. But now because I took that produce action, I would get that credit off of this card. This would go here. Now as far as Idalee's predicament where she has that Imperium, what you call it?
Imperium 5th column.
5th column, and it's basically, it says produce. It says produce. Gain $1 for each Imperium colony in your empire. I'm going to, and I guess the question is, does she have to be the one to take this action to get this ability or not? I don't think so. So I'm going to give her the $1 for that. So go ahead and take $1 from, yep, there you go. And you don't get to produce though because you don't have any active. This is still explored but not settled over here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think we're done with this round then. Mm-hmm. That was all 4 actions. So 1, 2, 3, 4 there. These go back up, and we're ready to go. So you get to choose next.
This goes here. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now it's my turn.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, I did check this. The Board Game Geek forums could not find anything relating to that question.
I will settle.
You're gonna settle.
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 4, yeah. I will settle.
Okay.
To build this.
So you get a bonus. You get a bonus colonist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's all my monies.
That's 4 money. Okay. And you have to put 2 colonists on it.
Yep.
And what's that thing do for you?
It's just +2 military.
+2 military. Okay.
And it's another Imperium tile, so...
When I produce, or anyone produces, you'll get 2 money from that?
I guess.
That's crazy. That's really good, though. I guess it's a way of... I mean, I get money from trading goods. You get money from just robbing people. I guess.
I thought that was the rebels, not the Imperium.
Still. All right, so...
and you...
I can't settle anything. So
but
I'm
you
just...
can still
I can still take 2 of these guys.
Yeah.
All right. These colonists are going fast.
Mm-hmm.
I will, I may want to start, I'm going to trade and consume. So I get a victory point for that.
Nice.
And now as a bonus, and now I have the option of trading one in for some money. I'm actually going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to trade the green one in here for $3. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. And I can only trade once, and I'm going to consume. I'm going to consume this blue one for, I'm going to consume 1 good for 1 victory point with this power here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I think that's it for me. So you can't trade or consume. You don't have any goods, right?
No.
Okay, so now it is your turn again.
Okay. It's tough. It's 1, I think. So what did you trade for?
I traded the green one
Oh, the green one.
for 3 money, and then the blue one for a victory point.
Oh, excuse me. Goodness. Okay, I will. Oh man, that doesn't make sense to get. Dang, that stinks. I will do develop.
Okay, so you can buy something.
Wait a second. Maybe I don't want to do that because then that'll give you a development too.
It's up to you.
I don't know if I want to give you a development.
Let's see. I mean, I have to spend money to do it.
Yeah, I know. You know what? Actually. Sorry, I'm thinking.
It's all right. Think away.
Okay. I will, oh man. It's like, I have a choice. I want to either do that one or do that one all the way over there.
Retreat into isolation?
I might get the 2 monies.
All right. I will...
Retreat and hire coward in my corner.
Fine. I'm going to explore.
Okay.
I'm going to draw 7 from the bag and take 1, you take 1, I take 1.
I was hoping you wouldn't do that.
Why? 1...
There's a reason.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, let's see what we got here. Show the camera real quick. Okay, so we've got Rebel Resistance, 8 military for that one. Wow, there's a lot of expensive ones here. 7 yellow, a 6 yellow Windfall, Galactic Trendsetters. Consume 1 good for 2 victory points. That's nice. That's a 6 yellow. That's our military. A 4. That's Rebel though. I need military for that one. And then Comet Zone. Well, I've got that one development that lets me get around that. Okay, Comet Zone. Gain $1 when you produce on this colony. kind of like that. I'm going to choose, I'm going to do Comet Zone here. And then you get to choose one of these. And I get to choose one after you're done.
Yeesh.
Yeah, Ish is right.
Man!
Okay.
That stinks. 'Cause I don't really want those. Alright.
Yeah.
That really stinks.
Some really expensive ones.
Yeah. That really stinks. It's either this one or this one. Ah! This one I could probably build right away. This one I would have to wait.
You need military for both. Yeah. One's a 4, one's a 6.
Yeah. I want to get this one because it gives me more military, but I want to get this one because I can build it right away. This one I would have to hope for another military.
No one can see what you're waving, but okay.
Sorry.
You've got a 4 to 6, and you're saying that the 4 is something that you could probably do now.
Yeah, here's my thought process. I want to build this one because I can build it right away.
You've got the 4 military?
This one
6 military.
is 6. I'm one away from building this one, but it's a really good card because it's 6.
Yeah, and 4 victory points.
I know, but I would have to settle another world that has military.
Or buy Space Marines.
What does that do?
Plus 2 military.
You're such an influencer.
I'm just trying to help.
You're such an influencer.
I am in no way I get to pick one more.
You are such an influencer.
Alright, can't use that.
Man.
Well, I mean,
Crazy.
7. Oh, that's so good. Consume 1 alien technology good for 2 victory. Oh, that's so good. I just don't know. You know, that's kind of too good to pass up.
Yeah.
As much as I want this one, because again, I can get away from that. But see, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the alien data repository, and that's going to cost me 7, but I've got the make it 2 cheaper, so that would cost me 5 instead. Okay. All right. And that was it for this round.
So this gets reset, and this produced gets an additional $1 because we didn't use it.
Correct. All right. Now we've got 40 minutes of battery. We're going to pick this up again when we're closer to the end of the game, so stay tuned. And we're in the home stretch. So I believe this is going to be the final round just because there's only 1 colonist left in that pool up there. The victory points are looking pretty slim as well. She's got a lot of developments, but she needs she needs 5 or more spots filled here to end the game there. These are undeveloped, and these are undeveloped so far. But we could flip those over and end the game that way too. So I guess it's your turn.
All right. This one.
Wow, 9 victory points. Look at you. Or a niner.
Yeah,
9 development. Miss Moneybags over here.
No.
Those developments are really powerful. I underestimated them because you've got a lot of great chaining going on there.
Ugh, it's terrible. What does specialized military mean? Or temporary?
I don't know what you're reading.
Oh, I think specialized or temporary military is probably these. In like these one. Oh, okay, I see. Okay. Okay, never mind. Where was this one?
Yeah, these ones basically they all cost 9, but you get victory points based on certain conditions.
What does that mean? The one at the bottom.
Produce, gain $1 for each genes colony in your empire. It's green.
At the top, what does it say on the top?
2 victory points per gene colony, which for every green you have, for every green, and then 1 victory point for every other military.
Oh.
So you would get, I guess, I don't know how many military.
Let me see.
I guess you would take your military power and divide it by 2.
I guess. Oh, is it power or is it just military world? Because this.
Well, there's a little person on it. Oh yeah, there's a little person on this, so I'm assuming it's military world.
Okay, I see. I see. This is.
That iconography.
Oh yes. I like the text, but.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. That stinks.
You can always settle a world
Yeah, I know. Alright.
if you don't want a development. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I might just develop something. I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm trying to maximize things.
I see. Should we pause the camera?
No! I'm sorry. I'm done.
I'm just asking.
I'm done. I'm totally done.
Totally done.
I'm gonna grab this one.
It's like when Vinny was in the toy aisle. I'm so done.
I'm
Dad,
done.
I'm done looking, Dad. I'm done. Which one did you grab?
This one.
The New Galactic Order?
Yeah. I don't know why.
1 victory point per +1, not temporary or specialized military. And then as a bonus, it says settle +2 military.
That's probably my best bet. Man.
I'm guessing the temporary military is that little symbol there.
Yeah, like these.
Yeah, the little
like
square, the little portal 2 cubes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a good bit there. You've got a lot.
Alright, so that's 9, which means that it costs actually 7 because I have 2 -1 develops.
So wait, you're gonna develop something?
Yeah.
So it's -1 for it, so it's 8.
-1.
-1 for that development, so that's 7. And then
7, and then I get 1 back.
you get 1 back for your other
So
development that you
6.
have. Yeah, she's been able to buy developments like mad because she has 2 discounts and she gets 1 back and all this other crap. I am going to produce. So I'm going to get a yellow, green windfall because I'm the one that produced. I get 2 brown. I get 2 blue. I get a. Yeah, that's all I can do.
I get $3 from producing. 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Gain $1 when you produce on this colony. I need some ones.
Oh, here. Here, I'll get.
Well, yeah,
1,
give
2,
some change.
3, 4, 5.
I mean, I could do that too, I suppose.
Here you go.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, I took a 10. I meant to
My
take a
gosh,
5.
woman!
I meant to take a 5. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Alright, I think if you produce the most rare elements, gain $1. You produced 1 brown, I produced 2. So I gained.
You produced 2 at that turn? I thought you produced 1.
2.
Didn't you already have 1?
No, remember I got rid of it? I sold it last turn.
But
My board was empty.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you still had that one.
No, I got rid of it, remember?
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that's it for me. So now your action.
If I pick, see, I think I finally know what I've been doing wrong. I settle, which makes you settle, and then you do the trade consume, which makes you trade and consume all your stuff even after you settle. So
Okay.
I will trade consume this round.
You're gonna trade consume?
Yeah.
That gives you a victory point for doing it.
Okay.
Now these are extras for when this runs out, so this is gonna end the game.
Okay.
This is the last round.
Yeah.
So let's do yours first. So how are you gonna consume yours?
All right. I want to trade. does money count towards victory points? I know I already asked you that.
It breaks ties.
Oh, that's all it does, huh? Well, okay. Okay. I will trade this one.
For money?
Yeah.
So that's what, 4 money?
4 monies. 1, 2, 3, 4. And consume, I will consume. Oh, you know what? I needed another victory point last round. That's okay, whatever. I'll consume this one. Wait, I traded that, right?
You traded the yellow one in
Okay.
for 4 money, right?
Okay, yeah. And it says +2 when you trade a good.
Okay.
That's one of my developments. And it says I may consume $3 for 2 victory points.
Okay.
1, 2, 3 for 2 victory points.
All right. So
And
now we're going
now my actual consume, to consume these 2.
So what I'm doing here, we ran out of victory points, so we're going to be supplementing from the bag. People still can still earn victory points, but this is it.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put some of these out to have.
I am only able to consume one of them, which is 1 good for a VP and $1.
Okay.
And $1. And I get +1 VP for each good I consumed. So that's 1 VP.
Okay. Once you trade those ones in for the 10 or 5,
sorry.
just so you have room.
Which ones are 10s? I can't
This
read
is the 10.
Okay. 3.
While you're doing that, I'm
Yeah,
going to
go ahead.
consume mine. Consume 2, let's trade. I'm going to trade the green for some money, even though I really don't need it. That's 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to consume 1 alien tech for 2 victory points. So that's 1, 2.
Here.
I'm going to consume 2 novelty goods for 3 victory points.
Nice.
Get rid of some of these here. Brown. Consume 1 rare element good for 1 VP and $1. Oops. I just took, yeah. -2, explore. No, I think that's all I can do. I have this left over.
That's my turn?
No, you did that. You did the
No,
trade.
I meant like after...
That was it.
Oh,
I get 1 more and that's it.
Oh, that's right.
That
Because
was-
I did the develop. That's right. I forgot.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to take a 10. Let's do that. Alright, and I think I will see if I settle, you're just going to settle as well. You've got money, you've got...
What are you talking about? I have nothing. I'm broke.
Yeah,
I
okay.
have no idea what you're talking about.
The most that you could settle is... Stop!
Oh no!
No, all of them have those little... Yeah, this is... I can't... That's bad for me to do that.
Why?
Because that would add toward your other bonus over there.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
How?
Remember, you need these symbols, right?
No.
The little portals... the temporary military. Oh, that's not temporary
No.
military. Okay. But still, if you were to buy... This is 3 victory points, 3 and 1. So, like, just 3...
You still blew me out of the water. Look at how
Not
many.
true.
Look at how many.
You've got all... Hold on. Hold on. Let's just... I'm going to gain a victory point. That's at this point. Anything if I settle, I've got the money to settle, but at the same time,
Yeah.
anything I build, it's not going to be as much as you're going to get for doing it. So,
Okay.
all right. So that's the end of the game. We ended the game via victory points.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to add up. I've got 20. Okay, so let me get a pad and paper.
Wow. You have 21 there. That's crazy.
Well, so you had what?
12.
Well, still. All right, so Ida Lee and then B. Okay. So from this standpoint, it's 21 and you had 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we count the victory points on our worlds and development. So I've got 2, 4, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And
hold on.
Mhm.
29.
29. Okay. All right, so you had 12 victory points there and 29, including
Of all these.
all of that is 29?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
All right. So mine added up to 45 and yours was 41.
Wow, that stinks. If you settled, we would have been tied.
No, because I would have gotten 2 points and you
Yeah.
would have gotten
3.
3. So that's a difference of 1 point. I would have had 46 and you would have had
No, but you took this. If you didn't take this, the additional 1 point, and
no.
you settled.
That's not how
instead,
that's
it
not how
would've
math that's not how math
been- What
works.
are you talking about?
I would have had 1 less. Sorry.
Yeah, you would have had 1 less.
All right, 44 to 41, right?
Yeah.
1 less. Now, the difference between my
Oh,
settle and your
yeah,
settle is
that's
1.
Right, that's right.
So I would
Okay.
still be up by 2 or 3
I
points.
didn't think of your
Math.
thing. Sorry. Yeah, you're so good at this. I don't understand it. I think
You did really well.
Well, no, my crux was your stupid strategy of waiting for me to settle. I mean, waiting for me to to settle so that you can settle and then take the.
To produce action?
Yeah.
Well, that's all I did the produce chaining.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did that 3 or 4 times with 3 or 4 worlds and I was able to consume. Every time I consumed, I managed to get at least 5 victory points.
Yeah.
So
That's.
I kept going with that as much as possible, whereas you kept buying up developments and you were making money left and right.
I got the good ones late, like way too late. If I got this one much earlier on, I think I would have blown you out of the water.
Well, yeah, you get a victory point
For each good I consume.
For each good you consume, you get a victory point, and that other one.
They consume $3 for 2 VPs.
Right,
That was
and you have a lot of money, so it's tough. Like I'm consistently making like between 8 and 10 victory points with my current setup, whereas you are using your developments to make your victory points that way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to tell who would win the race over a period of time. It's weird.
Yeah.
But what did you think overall?
I liked it. It was pretty good.
Did you like it?
I still prefer the.
Do you like the card game or the dice game?
I like the dice game.
You like the Roll for the Galaxy?
It's very limited, but I like
It's limited.
It's very limited. It's kind of like, oh man, I have to do this. Oh, I have to do this. But I like that. I like the.
There's a lot of choices here.
Yeah, this one is really flexible, I guess. But I love the card game though. I think the dice game is my favorite, but then the card game.
So this is last on your list?
Yeah, actually, but I still liked it.
Oh, I like it too.
I
I think the game could have included an FAQ for some of the weird rules or the effects that come up. Like some of them, we stopped the video at least twice trying to figure out what these rules did as a first-time player to this game anyway. Like we were trying to figure out, okay, does this work this way or does this work that way? So some sort of FAQ would have been great. Unfortunately, it didn't include one as far as I can tell. I love this game is much more accessible than the card game, I think. Like, I can physically see the developments on the table. I can see, I'm not using cards either for currency. I'm using actual credits for currency.
I like
That's
that.
different.
I like
You know what I mean? I'm not used to that. But I like that approach because, well, I kind of like it and I don't like it. Because in Race for the Galaxy, part of the charm of that game was figuring out which cards you want to use as currency and which cards you want to actually play. I like that decision choice mechanic. It's not here, but at the same time, I like the credits too. It's. I guess it depends on what mood I'm in.
My huge crux also was I was waiting for another alien world or a military world, And I wish I had a military world. I only got these two, and that really stunk. I should have pressed explore more.
The Imperium, or what were you looking for?
The more military.
More military.
I wanted to be able to build up worlds without having to pay, and I think it really would have helped me with this.
That was your strategy, but you were making a lot of money anyway.
Yeah,
just for the record.
I was eyeing this in the first place, and I was like, if I get a lot of military worlds, I can totally get 1 victory point per military strength I have. And it didn't happen. I could have beat you.
I zoomed in there for you folks in case you want to read the cards, the tiles while we're talking. Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's different. I mean, it's still Race for the Galaxy, but in a different format. I still don't know how I feel about it. I like it. I'll say that. I do like it. Whether or not it's better than Race for the Galaxy or Roll for the Galaxy, I think Roll for the Galaxy I like the least.
Really?
Yeah, just because I don't like dice. I like strategy as opposed to, luck-based games. I mean, yeah, you can mitigate dice in that game, and you can reassign or whatever it's called. But still, I mean, there's no dice in this game, and there's no dice in the card game Race for the Galaxy. No, that's not how that works. You just rolled 3 colonists across the landscape. Their families are shunning you. Okay, those are goods.
The goods?
Yeah.
No.
By the way, I love the goods. Those are really cool. I mean, the production quality is fantastic.
This is like a big timer. Like you have the dice one and the card games, and they're really compact. This is like a stage performance.
Yeah. There's definitely there's more table presence with this for sure.
There you go.
Yeah, I like it. As with most engine builders though, it's over before I get started.
Yeah.
I started chaining all of this. And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting 10 victory points. Oh, it's over.
Yeah.
I
would house rule it so that this is empty, or you can't have any more explore thingies to build, and all the developments are gone.
You think so?
Yeah, and then the game would be over.
That would take a couple of hours, but okay. The way we go, or you go, with you thinking all the time.
I know.
But still, I mean, it's good. The fact that you think the way you do and, you take your time with it shows that you're actually interested. I mean, nothing's worse than playing with someone that's just going to, yeah, whatever, I'll just take that one. And then not care. And, why bother playing against someone that's not even going to try, So the fact that you're actually thinking about it is good.
Sometimes I do the whole not caring thing, but only, not because I don't care, but because I'm actually trying to learn, and if I make mistakes along the way.
Well, yeah, this is a casual game anyway. I mean, it's not like we're in a tournament setting, This is just for fun.
Yeah.
And we're learning it.
It's not like X-Wing.
Not X-Wing. No, that's serious business there. No one messes with my whisper.
Race for the X-Wing.
Race for the X-Wing. So, yeah, that was New Frontiers. I'll put a link in the below description, Amazon link. That way, if you guys want to buy it, you can. And I'll get a small cutback from that at no cost to you. Yeah, I do recommend this one. I do. If you're unsure, my advice is buy the card game for much cheaper, because this is like $50, $60, I think. It's a huge box. In case I didn't show you the box insert, this is a huge box. It's very big. So I'm just saying, before you invest in a $60, $70, $50, wherever you buy it from, $50 to $70, before you invest in that, and you're not familiar with anything in this series, buy the card game for cheaper.
Yeah.
See if you like the general idea of it, because you still have the same idea. You've got worlds, you've got developments, you're going to be earning victory points, you're going to be creating, or you're going to be producing resources and trading and consuming them, you're going to be settling, developing. The general premise is all the same. There's just some minute differences between the two. So if you do buy the card game and you like that, then you may like this one too. But if you don't like the card game, then you have saved maybe $30 or $40,
I felt like the only difference was the credits and the colonies, the colonists.
Yeah, the colonists were different.
And the table presence. That's it. I really felt like I was playing the card game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the difference with this, though, is that in the card game, the developments are part of the deck, and they come up at random. Whereas in this game, the developments are laid bare from day one, or from the start. So you know what you're getting into and what's available.
Are these all the developments?
That is all the developments in the entire.
Serious?
Well, not really. Double-sided. No. Yeah, some of them are double-sided, I think.
What? that's weird. How come some are empty and some are double-sided?
Some, I guess, are meant to be played every game, and some are meant to be switched out.
That's weird.
The ones with the white dot are the starter ones. The ones that are not. So yeah, there's more developments, but they're on the flip side.
That's disappointing.
But that's all. But if you take a look at the Race for the Galaxy deck, you got to wonder how many are actually in that deck. Without the expansions. But anyway. New Frontiers, if you guys want to see another run-through of this, let us know. If you guys haven't already, subscribed to us on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content we happen to publish. This is Vince and Natalie. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye, guys.